Yo, what up, y'all, man? Listen, today I am dropping a video on evictions, how to avoid getting an eviction on your record, and we're going to jump right into it. I'm not going to make this too long, but this is super important. I was explaining to somebody the other day how we're in a silent depression. So, dropping this video on eviction is going to be key. The lifestyle. But dropping this video on evictions is key, man. So I got y'all. Give y'all some game. Just some things you want to understand, some things you want to know. So evictions, man. Evictions. You may feel like maybe you're at risk at getting an eviction. You may already received some type of notification in the mail stating that you have an eviction. Court date coming out, right? Or that the landlord is looking to evict you. So one things you want to do is 9 times out of 10 is going to come from the landlord's attorney. So you could do 2 things with this, right? 1, do not ignore the paperwork. 2, you want to make sure you look at the actual paperwork to see what it says. You know, if you have a court date, and what is the landlord trying to do? Is the landlord trying to take back possession of his property? And is the landlord trying to receive back rent funds, right? And whatever type of other fees that the landlord may have hit on that eviction paperwork, late payments, late fees, things like that, right? So you don't want to ignore the paperwork. You definitely want to make sure that if this came straight from the landlord, that you contact the landlord right away. Now, it could depend on your situation. You could have stopped paying rent because of the condition of the property, something that was going on between the landlord, and in that case, you want to put the money in escrow. However, if it was a situation of you fell on hard times, you weren't able to pay the rent, now the landlord is looking to evict you, or you're violating some type of thing with, some type of rule within his lease, then you want to make sure you understand exactly which case is it, right? So if you fell behind on the rent, and it's only an issue with the rent, it has nothing to do with like the landlord, the way you're being treated, the property, or whatever the case may be, then you want to contact your landlord as soon as possible. You want to see if you can make partial payments, because maybe you cannot pay that full amount of rent, but a lot of times when it's just a money problem, you can fix the money problem by making sure you make those payments to your landlord. And the landlord would rather see you paying something than paying nothing, right? Now, however, if you already have a court date where you already had something where you have to show up for court, then you do not want to miss that initial court date, right? You do not want to miss it. You do not want to show up late, because then the landlord will win a judgment by default, an eviction by default, simply because you did not show up to court, right? So you want to make sure you show up to court if you already have that letter in the mail. Now, can it potentially get dropped? Yes, if you and a landlord can come to understanding of payment arrangement and things of that nature, the eviction could potentially get dropped. But like I said, you have to show up to court. Now, if you're showing up to court and you're stating that you stopped paying the rent because of X, Y, and Z, then now you do need to show proof of your rental payments. You do need to show pictures. You do need to show text messages, emails, and things of that nature. You can also reach out to like a local community services, legal aid services, even here in Pennsylvania and Philadelphia, where they will help you and they will get you a lawyer pro bono in order to help you with your situation as well. So if you already have a court date, and a lot of times in the documentation, they're going to have everything that, your options or whatever. So they'll send you a piece of mail that actually shows you that you would contact a legal aid company to help with your case. Right? So you want to make sure you don't ignore the mail. You show up at court if you do have a case. Make sure you have the documentation to present to your case with or without a lawyer. Because either way, if you get the lawyer, you still have to send that information, those documents, over to your lawyer as well. So either way, you gotta have your documents, you gotta have your emails, you gotta have your text messages, you gotta have anything that can help in your situation. And if you have your funds in escrow, do you want to have that available too, which is a separate account from the one that you make your rent payments on. You would put that money into a separate bank account with only that money in there. I'm not an attorney, but I'm explaining to you guys just, something that you want to do if there's a situation that doesn't just that has to do with the treatment or the way you've been treated. Because I do know that landlords, a lot of times they want to evict people, they want to do these things, and it's like, bro, like, you're in the wrong type of situation, right? So I want to make sure you guys understand, because it can go both ways. Sometimes it can be the tenant, sometimes it can be landlord. But I think, man, I pretty much really spoke on everything. Like I said, respond to the eviction. Don't just ignore it. Don't just throw it away. Don't just ignore the mail. Make sure you actually read what it says on the paper. Do not miss your court date if you have court. And like I said, overall, if you're able to get the eviction dropped because now you and the landlord was able to work something out, then that's even better. So you want to try to get to that option before you get to the eviction, so that way the eviction the judgment from the eviction does not show up on your credit report down the line and affect your ability to be able to rent a property. So now, not only is it affecting your credit, it's affecting your ability to rent the property as well. So the best option in this case scenario is to work something out with the landlord. If it's a type of situation where you're going to move anyway because of treatment and condition and things like that, still show up to court with all your documentation, even if you can get that free representation. But these are the two routes you want to go. If there's, depending on your situation and depending on what's going on, man. So make sure that you do contact any resources. Even if you're watching this video and you're not a Philly, you can contact different resources and different companies, different, sometimes you can just type it in online, like low income, eviction help or whatever city you're at, because it is still the winter time. It's still hard out here, man. But I want to drop this quick video on y'all on how to avoid getting an eviction on your record, having it affect your credit score, and pretty much now you just like, you in a bad spot. So, man, check out the website, preciouscredit.net. If you need a free consultation when it comes to your credit, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you feel like you get any tips, any great things from my video, man, make sure you hit the comment, show love, and give me the feedback. Let me know what it is that y'all want to see, what type of different videos you want to see from me. But when you hit that like button, it lets people know that this was good information. So I'm going to see y'all next time. Peace.